I'm super proud of the team tonight. I mean, it was a balanced effort, a really exciting game to come back on our home floor after that tough loss at Stony Brook, and UMASS Lowell was on a nice run with 3 games in a row that they won. And I'm just proud of how we started the game. I mean, it was kind of the tale of 2 halves in terms of offensively, but defensively holding a team to under 14 points per quarter, which is always our goal. And only giving up 44 points just says so much about, you know, the commitment and how humble this team is and how bought in they are to executing a game plan defensively. All those things, a lot of those things don't come up on a stat sheet, but how they defended, how they just bought into what we were asking them to do, finishing plays with a box out, only giving up 4 offensive rebounds. And, you know, our pressure defense turning them over 20 times. They still shot the ball well, percentage-wise. And, you know, but at the end of the day, you know, we limited their amount of shot attempts because of how we rebounded the ball and how we turned them over. So it was nice to see some players hit some shots, get some confidence. But, you know, again, in that second half, you're not going to make all your shots. So what can you do to impact the game? And I'm just proud of how we finished that game. And coming up with some big shots. Morgan hit that big shot, Helly, Lucia, and I was really proud of their total team effort.
Sean?
Coach, you talked about a tale of 2 halves. Going into the second half when your team began to struggle, can you talk about your message to the team, how you kept them calm and collect?
I just kept saying we're okay, and to continue to try to execute. We were just trying to give them specific things that were working for them, you know, getting into the lane, driving and kicking, playing, you know, getting ball reversals, trying to make them work both sides of the floor. I think we were getting caught up in staying one side of the floor or allowing their pressure to kind of push us back a little bit. But, you know, at the end of the day, it's just like, we're okay, you know, you're okay, take a deep breath, we're fine, you know, and go out there and execute. And if the ball's not going in the basket, just defend, defend, defend. Box out, box out, box out.
Sorry?
Hey, Coach. I was going to ask, how much of an advantage does it give you when, I'm pretty sure coming into the game, the first thing they're looking for is Cooper. But it was Hagerstein, it was Morgan, it was I'm saying the name wrong.
I've said it wrong for 2 years, so don't worry about it.
They were okay. So they were all hitting shots, and even Lucia, she's also hitting shots. So how much of an advantage does it give you knowing that when teams come in, they're looking for one player, but it's multiple players that can get you any given night?
Yeah, I mean that's why it's, you know, I think we have a special team and we have a dangerous team to scout. I mean, Kayla was in foul trouble pretty much the whole game, and she's been our leading scorer, leading rebounder. And, you know, we're up by 19 points at one point, and we close out a great game by double digits against a very talented team. I think that just speaks volumes to the depth and, you know, the dynamic play offensively that we have. It's just, you know, you don't want them all to have a bad night on the same day. And unfortunately, at Stony Brook, we were pretty cold. Pretty much everybody was kind of cold. So that was difficult. And but now with Ellen coming back, it just gives you a whole nother look. Another player to come off the bench who rebounds, who hustles, who defends, who can make shots. And I just think that that's really hard to scout against. You can't just say, oh, we're going to shut down Kayla Cooper when you got Helly and Hagerstrand, and you got Lucia inside, and you got Morgan coming off the bench. You know, I think that makes us really dangerous.
Griffin?
Yeah, like I asked them, you're still 9-0 at home, unbeaten. What is the comfort level like here at home? And also, is that a point of pride of, you know, we've got 9 wins, we don't want to let somebody come in here and beat us on our home floor?
Yeah, I mean, I think, you know, we like to talk about, you know, protecting our home floor, and we always talk about, you know, I've said it 1,000 times, being 10 points better on the road. But you want to protect, you want to get your home wins. This league is very competitive. Every game comes at a premium. You know, it feels like, you know, every game is a championship game. So when you can get those wins at home, they're just so valuable. And the players do. They like being home. They like being in front of fans. I think it's because they missed them after a whole year of being in an empty gym with the white curtains down. But it's just, it's a great feeling to be home, and I'm really proud of how we played so far, and we're just trying to go one game at a time.
Sean? Lazar?
Yeah, two questions. First one, for Lucia. Sometimes are you ever concerned that she might be so unselfish that she does, because a lot of times she has a lot of opportunities, but she's always looking to get somebody else to open shot, looking to always get the rebound, basically doing everything that doesn't show up on a TV highlight. Do you ever get concerned about that? Do you ever say anything to her about it?
Well, I got advice from assistant coaches today that I needed to give her a nice pep talk. You know, she's just such a nice kid, and you know, at the Stony Brook game, I think she was really down after that game, just in terms of she wants to help her team win, and she's so unselfish, and she's such a great leader, and she just does anything that we ask her to do. So if I told her to get a rebound and kick it out every time and never look at the basket, she'd be wide open, she would. She just wants to win, and she wants to be a great teammate, and she wants to do what the coaches ask her to do. And I just reminded her, like, you know, stay out of foul trouble, do your thing, get your rebounds, get us extra possessions, look at those driving kicks, but be aggressive at the basket. And I think it's always tough as a player to figure out when you're looking for, like, oh, is this my shot, or should I kick it out? And I think she's really just done a nice job of continuing to balance that. You know, sometimes she's overly selfish, but, you know, I certainly like it on that end. You know, I'd rather have her be unselfish.
Griffin?
Yeah, I think it's the word of the night for me, but was the swag level tonight? And also, how important is it to play with that level of confidence, especially from football?
Yeah, I mean, I think that one of the messages today was, you know, and after the Stony Brook game, is to, like, remember how good we are. You know, we're the team that beat Hofstra the first game of the year by 30 points. We're the team in the first game of the year. We're the team that, you know, beat UMBC by whatever, 28 points. We are a really good team when we play together, when we execute a game plan, when we play for 40 minutes. And to remember that, like, you know, and I think UMass Lowell does a really good job of taking you out of what you want to do because they pressure our ball handlers. We've got young ball handlers, you know, Lily Phillips, freshman. They're going full court on her, zigzagging her. Just like, have some swag. You know, you're a really good player. Remember how good you are. Don't let anybody dictate what you want to do on the floor. Go out there, execute. You always beat pressure with pressure. So you back cut, they're denying, you set great screens, you move the ball, you do all the things to execute the game plan. And the swag factor was way high. It was way high.
One last question. Today, it's just for one day. So when I ask you, this is just, I mean,
Okay, just for today, got
just
it.
for today.
Okay,
So
with the
today,
caveat.
Today, when the American East started playing, you started in 5th place. When Stony Brook won, you moved up to 4th. And then you won and you moved up to 2nd. So I'm going to ask you just for today,
For
in the
today
next
only.
24 hours,
Okay.
how does it feel?
You know, just for today.
Yeah.
You know, the standing, honestly, the standings don't matter because it's literally one game in between anything. The one thing that I just care about is that we won the game today. We executed a game plan. We had a balanced attack, and I'm just so proud of the players. They play so hard. They practice so hard. They're so committed. They're so bought into what we're trying to do, and it feels so good when you get that reward of winning, you know, for them. And as coaches, you put in the work, and you just hope they execute a game plan. And they're great kids who do everything that we ask them to do. So I'm going to enjoy the win. Maybe not the standings, but the win.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.